Are you looking to practice your English speaking to become more fluent and confident? In today's video, we'll do some fun and interactive conversation practice. This is the perfect opportunity to speak out loud and build your confidence speaking English. The conversation we'll be having is aimed at intermediate to advanced English learners. But even if you don't have that level, please feel free to join in and have a go at speaking with me. Here is how the video will work. First, I will show you a question and you will pause the video and give your answer to the question as if you were really having a conversation with me. Next, I will give my own answer to the question so you can listen to me. Then, I'll highlight some useful phrases and vocabulary that I used in my answer and explain what they all mean. Finally, you will have the chance to answer the question again, this time trying to make it better by using some of the phrases and vocabulary that I showed you. This process will really help you to build your confidence and fluency in speaking English. Are you ready? Let's go. The first question is, what's something new you've learned recently? Pause the video and answer the question. Great, now listen to my answer to the same question. Recently, I've started learning how to use a new video editing software, and it's been both challenging and rewarding. At first, I felt totally lost. It was like learning a new language. But over time, I've started to understand the basics, and I've managed to make a few videos. I really enjoy the feeling of progress and the fact that I'm developing a practical skill. I think it's important to keep learning no matter how old you are. It helps keep your mind active and opens up new possibilities. Okay, now let's look at some of the vocabulary I used in my answer. I said it was both challenging and rewarding. This means it was difficult, but it also had a positive outcome. The outcome was that I managed to make some videos. And this gave me a sense of achievement. I said I felt totally lost at first. If you say you feel totally lost, it means you're really confused, you don't understand how to do something. I said I really enjoy the feeling of progress. This is the sense that I'm improving, getting better at something and moving forward. Developing a practical skill. This refers to a useful skill that I can use in daily life. It's practical. And I said learning a new skill opens up new possibilities. This means it gives you the chance or the opportunity to try something new in your life or do something that you never thought you could do before. Okay, so now try to use some of that vocabulary that we looked at. Pause the video and give your answer again. Hopefully this time you feel more confident. Well done, everyone. I hope you felt like you were able to improve your answer the second time. Now let's move on to prompt number 2. What habits help you stay healthy? Pause the video and answer the question. Well done. Now it's time for my answer. For me, staying healthy is all about small, consistent actions. I try to eat balanced meals, exercise on most days, and make sure I sleep enough. I'm not perfect, but I've found that having a routine really helps. I also make time to rest and do things that reduce stress, like listening to music or spending time in nature. I believe that health isn't just physical, it also includes mental and emotional well-being too. Now let's look at some useful language I used. I talked about small, consistent actions. This refers to little things that you do on a regular basis, not just once, like going for a 10-minute walk every day. That's a small, consistent action. I talked about eating balanced meals. This means eating from every food group, not just one, or not leaving out one particular food group. I eat a mix of different food groups to try and stay healthy. This is what I mean by balanced. I said I make time to rest. This means I ensure that there is time in my schedule to relax. I do things to reduce stress. This means doing things that help me feel calmer and more relaxed. I also talked about mental and emotional well-being. This is referring to how we feel in our mind and how we feel emotionally, not just in our physical body. So now have another go, pause the video and answer the question again, trying to improve your answer. If you're enjoying this speaking practice video and finding it useful, please take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified every time I release an English practice video just like this one. Thank you everyone. Now let's continue with prompt number 3. What qualities do you look for in a friend? Pause and answer. Well done. Now listen to my answer. I think the most important qualities in a friend are honesty, kindness, and a sense of humour. I want to be around people who make me feel comfortable and supported, but also who tell me the truth when I need to hear it. A good friend listens without judging and is there for you in both good times and bad. I also love being able to laugh with my friends. It makes even the difficult days feel easier. Now let's look at some vocabulary I used. I talked about a sense of humour. If you have a sense of humour, it means you have the ability to laugh and find things funny. I talked about having a friend who makes me feel comfortable. You can say makes me feel and then the adjective for anything here. A friend who makes me feel happy. A friend who makes me feel supported. I talked about having a friend who listens to you without judging. This means that you can tell them anything and you know that they won't think badly of you or they won't have strong opinions about what you say. I talked about having friends who were there for you in both good times and bad. This is someone who's reliable. They are present in your life no matter what is going on. So now have a go at answering that question again. Pause the video and try to improve your answer. Great work! Now let's move on to prompt number 4. Do you find it easy to make decisions? Why or why not? Pause and answer. Well done, now it's my turn. I wouldn't say I find it easy, especially with big decisions. I tend to overthink things and worry about making the wrong choice. That said, I've learnt to trust my instincts more and I realise that there's rarely the perfect option. Sometimes you just have to make a decision and stick with it. It also helps to talk things through with someone else. Getting a second opinion can give you a different perspective. Okay, let's talk about some of the vocabulary I used. I said I tend to overthink things. If you overthink things, it means you think about them too much. You spend too much time thinking or worrying. This can often cause feelings of stress and make the decision even harder. I said I try to trust my instincts. If you trust your instincts, you believe in your natural feelings, sometimes called your intuition. I said how sometimes when you make a decision, you have to stick with it. This means you continue with your decision and you don't change your mind. I said it's useful to talk things through. If you talk something through, it means you discuss it with someone else. Usually we use that phrase talk things through when we have a problem, a decision, something that we need help with. We talk with another person and it makes it easier. I said get a second opinion. If you get a second opinion, you ask someone else what they think. So you get a second viewpoint apart from your own. Now pause the video and have another go at answering that question. Great work! Now let's move on to our 5th and final question. In your opinion, what makes a good teacher? Pause the video and answer. Great! Now listen to my answer. A good teacher is someone who not only knows their subject well, but is able to explain things clearly and make learning enjoyable. I think patience and empathy are also essential. You need to understand that not everyone learns in the same way. A great teacher listens to their students and gives helpful feedback. Most importantly, they create a safe and encouraging space where students feel confident enough to make mistakes and ask questions. Now let's look at some of the vocabulary. I talked about patience and empathy. If you have patience, it means you can stay calm when you're trying to explain something to someone. You don't get angry if they don't understand the first time. Empathy is the ability to understand how someone else is feeling. I talked about giving helpful feedback. This means providing useful advice or comments to help people improve. I said it's important to have a safe and encouraging space. This means creating an environment or atmosphere where people feel comfortable and supported. And I talked about students feeling confident enough to speak, to make mistakes, to ask questions. This means helping them have belief in themselves that they can do something, believe that they have the ability to speak or ask questions. Now, here is your final chance to pause the video and improve your answer. Great work if you've made it to the end of the video and managed to answer all 5 questions. You just did some really valuable speaking practice. If you're looking for more videos like this, I've linked a playlist in the description below this video where you can do lots more speaking practice. If you're looking to practice your listening skills with a fun, interactive story, then I recommend you check out this video next.